A report released today by the Sex Discrimination Commissioner has found that 74% of women at the Australian Defence Force Academy have experienced some form of sexual harassment. The report was commissioned following the Skype abuse scandal at ADFA earlier this year, in which a female cadet was secretly filmed having sex with a male student. The report says that although the treatment of women at the academy has improved, there are still cultural issues which have resulted in widespread low levels of sexual harassment. Steve Kinane reports.
It was the scandal that launched 6 inquiries. In April, an 18-year-old Air Force cadet accused a fellow ADFA cadet of filming her having sex and broadcasting it via Skype to his friends.
There's really no words to describe the hollow feeling that I felt when I found out. I felt sick to the stomach.
Today, the Sex Discrimination Commissioner released phase 1 of the first report into the scandal. Her brief: to review the treatment of women at the Defence Force Academy. The report found that 74% of women at ADFA experienced some form of sexual harassment.
The main example that people talked about was the repeated telling of sexual stories, offensive remarks, inquiring into people's personal life, sexual life.
But despite this, the Commissioner says things have improved.
I actually think there's a lot that's great about ADFA, but I do think there needs to be cultural evolution because we're not at a situation where men and women are equal participants at ADFA.
The Sex Discrimination Commissioner has made 31 recommendations, including better education around gender relations and healthy relationships, greater residential supervision at night, reviewing the pricing regime of drinks in the cadets' mess, the establishment of a 24-hour toll-free advice line for cadets, and fixing the tenure of commandants at ADFA for a minimum of 3 years. And support for the recommendations has come from the Minister.
The three of us, the Secretary, the Chief and I as Minister, are very positive and optimistic about picking up the report and essentially running with it.
Dr Catherine Sperling is a former member of the Navy and a visiting fellow at UNSW at ADFA. She's writing a history of women in the ADF.
I've had so many young women coming to me with the most terrible abuse cases, and it wasn't improving. So I'm really delighted that this inquiry has taken place this year. But it's been at a cost to a lot of young women who we've lost over the last 10 years.
But Catherine Sperling won't be around to see if the treatment of women changes. After 10 years of teaching at UNSW at ADFA, she recently had her contract terminated. She says it's because she's been outspoken about the abuse of women.
This year I got very tired of being quiet because I saw a lot of abuse going on, and I have just been told that I'm no longer a visiting fellow from the end of this month. Hopefully I'll be welcomed by another institution, but I think it perhaps says something about anyone who speaks out.
Neither ADFA nor UNSW was available for comment. Steve Kinane, Late Line.